Alright guys, I've been slacking with the updates because I've been working hard, so I got to get back into the swing of doing more updates, at least so you guys know what's going on. I feel bad. I know for a while there, for like 20 days, I left you in the dark, but I was descending into madness working on this thing. Right now, the other day I bought a trans. Here's the Franken trans with the welded bell that was slipping before. And actually, I want to tear this apart and see what's up with it, because there were some funny things I learned. I just want to check this guy out and see if it's actually bad or not. For a while, I had Mark with the 7-second Mustang. I borrowed one of Mark's transmissions with a trans brake. We had no idea if that was good or not either. I borrowed that for a while. And then I bought this guy. Look at this. It says TH400 on it, right on the side of it. And this actually has a vacuum mod and some other junk on it still. Downshift solenoid and whatnot. That's just another trans I bought, like basically off Craigslist. And I had no idea if it even worked or not. And Mark is buying another car. So he needed that tranny back. And I was like, well, I have this trans, I don't even know if it works or not. So I'll try it. Since I tested my other friend's converter and some other bullshit. So I have the Perfect Shift Winner's Choice billet converter in there still. That's still working fine. So we're going to see how this tranny does. Honestly, we don't know if Mark's trans was any good, so it'll be interesting to see how this trans does. Then we're going to diagnose what the hell happened with this trans. And then also on top of it, just in case, I got this motor the other day. Low mile 5.3. It has 356,000 miles on it. No shit, no lies. My buddy works at a scrapyard and drove this in, and I said I want it, and he pulled it and delivered it to my door. How much easier could it be? But 356,000, so that's my fallback if I keep having trouble with the aluminum motor. And then the plan is, what we're gonna do here, let me jump back here. I'm going to try bypassing the intercooler. This is a V-band, so I'm going to spin the intercooler, the turbo outlet to like here, put a 90 on, and I'm going to build a new pipe to go in between here and drive over to the dyno this thing without the intercooler, see if the intercooler is causing it just for fun. I'm borrowing another turbo from a friend, and we're going to bolt that on after that and see if it's the turbo. And then after that, I don't know what the hell it is. It's tiring to say the least. So I'll put this iron 5.3 in and see what happens, since my iron 6-liter was a little, it had a bunch of issues, unfortunately. So we got rid of it. Someone's building a stroker motor out of it, and I'm going to try this Jones. And then once the aluminum motor is out and this motor is in, and if they all still make the same power, I honestly don't know. Maybe I'm retarded. At that point, I'm just going to race it anyway. I want to make a pass no matter what. Even if the car doesn't make that much power, it's still going to fly because it doesn't weigh shit. What I want to do with the aluminum motor then is put a guy down the street here, a friend of a friend, MCRP. He has a engine dyno. So usually builds Fords, but he builds Chevy LS motors too. He has an engine dyno. And to be totally subjective, I think he has his own intake. I'll take another intake too, just in case. He has a Holly Dominator setup, so it's totally different, and we have known good cars making power on his engine dyno. So that'll take out the equation of the turbo, everything. We'll dyno this aluminum motor, naturally aspirated, hooked up to an engine dyno, no transmission, no torque converter, no turbo, nothing. I don't even think we'll hook up an alternator. I think it has water flow and electricity there. So we'll just run it like that and see how much power it makes, and if it's retardedly low or if it makes decent power like mid-3s or 400s, or I don't know. I don't know what an aluminum 5.3 with high compression and a cam would make. You figure maybe 300 to 350 tire at the most, 350 tire through a 400, so like 30% loss, like 420, 450 maybe flywheel. It'll be neat to see the comparison. So we'll try that. I might even just disconnect the turbo on the dyno next when I'm there and blast it again too. And also the next time I'm on the dyno, I'm just going to take like 6 hours and change thousands of settings on the Megasquirt ECU and see if it changes anything. But realistically, not a lot has changed since I made 740. So, who the hell knows? But that's where I'm at with this. So, I will engine dyno test, you know, this motor and check it out and see what the hell happens, on top of trying this other transmission I have. So now I have, what's funny is I have this trans, that trans runs and drives the car, but it was slipping at some point. I have logs of it on the dyno, not putting down the mile an hour it should. But honestly, that had the other converter in it too, so it could have been that converter too. No idea, and I don't take apart TH400s, so I'll have someone I know pull the pump and the clutches out and take a look at it. Maybe that whole tranny is fine. Who the fuck knows? It's just crazy at this point. So I have a backup tranny, a backup motor, you know, all sorts of shit. What would be funny is if I get bored with this, I could buy another car, put this engine, that motor, and everything together and just get that car running. And I even have some wiring harnesses here to stock harnesses and ECUs, and I could just bloop, just run the whole motor. It'd be actually pretty funny to, I talked about this with my friend, I'm getting totally off subject here, but I don't think anyone cares. My friend does transmissions like 4L80Es and stuff for me and my friends, and he's doing some side work now. It would be really cool to build like a 5.3 on an engine stand similar to this that he can hook up transmissions to, and then we can just put like, you ever see a TH400? Maybe some of you haven't. In a motorhome or some trucks, they have a drum brake on the tail shaft of the tranny. It would be so cool to make like a transmission dyno with a motor and just jack the brake all the way down or something, or hook it up to a rear end on a car. It would be hilarious. And we could test his transmissions and shit. Temperature and make sure they hit all the gears. But anyway, that's where I'm at with all this horse shit. Messing with this motor and everything else. This tranny, it had a leak in the front of the pan. I hope it's not leaking anymore. Let's it had like a little crack in the front of the trans pan. So I put quick seal over it and it seems better. We'll see how it's doing real quick. Let's take a look. Let's fucking crawl under here. Look, it got cobwebs. Look, it's got little baby spider eggs and shit in there. Where? Right there. See that neat? Yeah, this one's been sitting for fucking ever. Actually, no, it looks like it's good. Can you, I'm all screwed up under here. Sorry, guys. Probably getting motion sick. Oh, yeah, see that? That's working pretty good. It was leaking out of here like pinhole, just pouring out when I started to put fluid in. I got so pissed off. I tried to stick that quick seal over it just for fun, and it didn't stick at all, obviously, because it was oily as shit. So I sanded it down, I drained the trans, sanded it out, and stuck it on there, and it's been fine. So we'll see. I don't know if you've seen under here recently. Pretty neat, huh? Yeah. Look at that. eBay, not eBay. Guy on YouTube made me this drive shaft. It's fucking mint. And those are my, I don't know if you've seen this before. My tranny cooler lines are Parker push lock, and they go all the way back to the tranny cooler. And those are my fuel lines on this side. And they run all the way down and under, and awesomeness. And there's my tube K, and you can see around everything. Nice. She's mint. But that's pretty much it for now. And there's the transmission mount everybody said wouldn't work and would fall out, and it's still mint. It's fine. But that's the update for now. I'm gonna try to stop from doing anything other random and not have no idea what's going on for now. But at least that trans spins the tires on the jack stands. It's got to get topped off. Once the fluid's topped off, I'll go for a drive. It seems like it's forward pattern, so I'll switch my plate. I have extra plates in there, and we'll go from there. We'll see how it goes. That's it.